Welcome to another edition of the Jazz Lawyer Interviews. Today I'm with Ariel Hyatt of
Ariel Publicity.
Great, and she helps bands publicize and promote themselves. And you know, these days I think that's more important than ever, right?
Well, yes, I think so too. I think that when you are looking for marketing and publicity, the last thing you want to do is learn how to do it yourself. But I think the artists that learn this piece are the ones that succeed the fastest and the best.
Right. And these days, you know, we used to rely on record companies to do this for us. You know, you mentioned in your book or on your website, I think, about getting those first 1,000 fans. How does an artist or a band start doing that?
That is a one-at-a-time answer. It's like, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. How do you get 1,000 fans? One at a time. So start with your obvious, the people that know and love you and trust you and your inner circle of friends and family, and then you sort of just go out from there. So the 1,000 True Fans theory, which you can read about almost anywhere, I made a little URL for us if you want to look at tinyurl.com. And then it's /1,000 True Fans. You can read about it. But the theory is very simple. If you have 1,000 fans who love and trust and like your brand and your music, and they each pay you $100 a year for multiple things, then you can have a pretty good, sustainable career.
That sounds great. What are some of the tools that one could use, you know, Facebook, Twitter, those types of things? And, you know, we all talk about, oh, I don't have enough time. So how does a band do these things?
I think a core thing to start with is your newsletter. And I think there's so much hype and so much talk about Twitter and Facebook and status updates and having videos and all these other things. But a core place to start is with a well-executed newsletter that goes out regularly and consistently. And that is a very good place to begin to build your 1,000 True Fans.
So you have to start by collecting the names. So
Exactly.
How do you do that?
Well, look in your inbox, look in your outbox. There's probably a couple hundred names and email addresses sitting there of people who would be very good to start with. So that's one place to start. Putting widgets on your Facebook page and on your MySpace page and on your website where you give away tracks in exchange for your email signups is another very effective way of building your newsletter list, and you can do that with widgets from Pledge Music or Reverb Nation.
So that means someone comes to your website, you tell them that there's a track available, and they have to give you your email or their email address in order to get the track.
That's right. Exactly.
Yep. So, you know, there's some ethical considerations to that because I know a lot of people are turned off by that, but I guess, you know, you have to got to start somewhere.
A lot of artists, and it's less and less now, we're very, very resistant about giving away their tracks. But the problem with the advent of sort of free music and music everywhere is people expect that now. Now, that is not to say that you should give away everything, but giving away one live track or one key cut that you think could really entice fans is a very smart strategy. And don't give it away for free. Give it away in exchange only for an email address. That's the best, you know, strategy to put around.
So it's not really for free, is it?
No, it's not. And actually what you're not realizing is that email address over the long term, if you communicate well, could end up paying you many, many times over.
Right, great. One of the other things, you just served on a panel here at CMJ, which is where we are today. The brand is your future. Mm-hmm. And I heard you say that building a relationship with your fan is really the key, right? So when you talk about those first 1,000 fans and getting somebody to receive your newsletter, you know, how do you build a relationship with a fan?
So definitely starting with brand and think about what it is you're trying to be in the world. Who do you sound like? What's your vibe? What do you like? What other brands do you align with? What other artists do you align with? Those are very good places to start. And if you are going to craft a website and a newsletter, think about the look and feel of it. It should be consistent across platforms, and it should be something that if someone lands on your Facebook page, they should understand that it's also interconnected with your Twitter, your MySpace, all these other sites that you're on. So brand is key, and making sure that you have a consistent look and feel with your colors and your photos is branding 101.
And the brand is very simply what? This is who I am, and if you like what you see, and maybe you're like me, and then we can connect. Is that basically what it comes down to?
That is precisely what it comes down to.
Mm-hmm. Okay. One of the other neat ideas I heard you say in the panel was, if you're a band, take a picture of the fans and post it on your Facebook page, and hopefully people tag each other and share that around. How does that work?
So that's an old trick that my friend Derek Sivers first started talking about years ago, and it's a brilliant one. It's shining the light on your fans. So when you have a gig, take photos of the audience, have them come up to the merchandise table, take photos with you and them together, and make sure you get their email addresses. This is all about tying in the email addresses. And friend them on Facebook, create a photo album for each show that you play or event that you attend, and then share those photos, and then friend people on Facebook, and they'll come and tag themselves. So that's a really, really good way of shining a light on potential fans and then getting into a conversation. Hey, I posted this great photo of you. So that's a way of taking the light off of yourself, and you don't have to be like, hey, check me out. Hey, look at my music. Hey, I'm so great. Hey, you can just say, I took a great photo of you, and that brings them into the fold.
Great. Now, the other thing, too, with part of what you just said there was getting to the merch table and being accessible to your fans at the show or the gig, having a email sign-up list right there, and then, talking to them and trying to connect with them. I mean, a lot of people that I work with sort of refuse or don't like doing that, but that's equally important, I would say, right?
Unfortunately, that is sort of now more and more the norm. This mystique of, oh, I'm just going to be on the stage and then I'm going to run off the stage and hide from my fans.
The Miles Davis approach with your back to your audience.
Yeah, that's not going to cut it. Not if you're an emerging artist. Not if you're trying to make friends and influence people. I mean, that's the name of the game. So it's waiting at the merch table and signing CDs and being available to meet and greet everyone that wants a little piece of you. That's very, very critical. And it doesn't have to be hokey or sappy. It can just be that you're there, and so you have to do it in the way that it feels right for you.
Great. Thank you very much, Ariel. It's a pleasure meeting you. Hopefully, people viewing this will learn a few things. And thanks for watching another segment of the Jazz Lawyers Interviews.